Hey everyone, Rick here, and today is a very exciting day because a couple packages arrived. A couple packages that contain the rewards, at least some of the rewards, from the second Miniature Building Authority Castle Kickstarter project. Now that project just ended not long ago, I think less than a month ago, and I received a message stating that enough of the items that I was interested in were in stock and that they would go ahead and ship them out to me. So, first of all, here are all the boxes of Miniature Building Authority buildings. So of course none of this stuff is the new castle stuff that came out in the Kickstarter. That's still going to be under production. But in those Kickstarters they do, which I think is terrific, they allow you a pretty decent discount on products they already sell. So this is a handful of the products that I picked up in the Kickstarter. They shipped them out to me early, so I thought I'd just do a quick unboxing of all these pieces to show you what I picked up. And if you've never heard of Miniature Building Authority, they are, I think at this point, either they have surpassed or are pretty darn close to being the top terrain manufacturer of terrain in my collection for miniature war games. You can use these for role-playing games, actual tabletop war game simulations, historical, fantasy, anything you want. They have several different ranges of buildings from modern to sci-fi to medieval to fantasy. And they have a couple different scales as well. I believe 15 millimeter and then the 28 millimeter scale. I've only ever picked up stuff from the 28 scale. That's really what I play with most. And so all of this today is going to be in that scale. So the first thing we have is what they call the Postern Gate number 2. So evidently they came out with one earlier, and then this must be a second edition or second style of Postern Gate. And taking it out of the box, you see that it is pre-painted. Yes, if you weren't aware, Miniature Building Authority buildings come like this right out of the box. They do have some direct sale items on their website that come unpainted. Those are mainly smaller accessories, but for the most part, their buildings like this are pre-painted. The interiors on most of the buildings are just a flat black, so you could paint the interiors if you'd like, but they are absolute gamers themselves, so they make terrain for gamers. If there is a second floor in a building, then there are going to be stairs. I don't know if you can see it, but there are stairs in here so that you can access the second floor. And of course, their floors also come included. So you just slip that floor in there and you have access. They do all the open windows so you can see line of sight and things like that. So this gate is really nice. It is, I guess you could use it as the entrance to your city or a division between sections in your town. Has a nice roof there and a chimney, obviously removable so you can access the interior. This is a great looking piece, one that I had not yet added to my collection, so I am glad to do so now through this Kickstarter and get that discount. They also do what I love, and that is put a green rim around the base so it'll blend seamlessly in with your green or whatever kind of field or mat that you are playing on. So that's excellent. So that is the Postern Gate number 2. Now we will go to something a little smaller. This is the Ruined Cottage number 2. So like with the Postern Gate, they must have had one of these in the past. And just like with that gate right out of the box, right out of the packaging, fully pre-painted. The detail on these is quite excellent. These look great on your table when you're playing with your miniatures, and they just add that extra scenic bit, and they blend in with other terrain manufacturers quite nicely. I may show you a setup in just a second that I've done in my other room that's still up. I'm about to take it down. How I have incorporated Miniature Building Authority buildings with some other terrain, and yes, it does look quite nice. So that was the Ruined Cottage, number 2. And then we have an animal shelter. So this is kind of a nice little animal pen. You can have any of your town or village livestock in here. You could probably stick your horses in there as kind of a little makeshift stable. So it has a little molded door. Now for the most part the doors don't open on Miniature Building Authority, but the roofs almost always come off. It is painted on the ground in there as well. So that is just a nice little livestock pen, officially called the Animal Shelter. Next up we have a piece that I am thrilled about. This is the graveyard. So in here you have an actual little graveyard with a little walkway gate to access it, and you might wonder, what is that big empty spot for? It is for these trees, which I just love Miniature Building Authority trees. Right now, at the time of the Kickstarter, they are sold out of their tree packs. Otherwise, I would have gotten probably a couple of those. But for the time being, this tree in the graveyard looks really nice. I've already gotten to use this once in a Mage Knight game, obviously when I was playing the Undead. So that just worked nicely. This is the Miniature Building Authority graveyard. The bottoms of these are all just black, but that looks really nicely painted right out of the box, ready to play. Next, we have a couple big ones. This is the Dark Age Meadhall. And I have to say, they shipped all these out to me in boxes with packing peanuts, but the packaging for these individual boxes themselves is just fantastic. Styrofoam is molded to keep everything nice, and at least these are 2 separate boxes shipped out to me. Both of them arrived without a single break or anything. So, this is the Dark Age Meadhall. A nice long building. You can already hear the roars of the occupants drinking and having a merry time. So you can see the doors on either side there, some windows, and the interior. Now the interior of this is painted kind of a nice brown, so you can almost imagine that as wooden floors if you wanted to. And then of course, the beautifully shingled roof. This stuff is heavy, but I wouldn't call it fragile. I can't exactly remember what material it is made out of. I wouldn't obviously want to drop this on the concrete or anything, but this stuff is pretty durable for just general tabletop use. So that is the Dark Age Meadhall. And let's see. Before I go into the final huge box, I do want to take a look at what's inside of here. So, in addition to the unpainted direct accessory items that Miniature Building Authority sells, they occasionally will have some for sale that come fully painted. So you can, I believe, request that, or sometimes they'll actually have it listed on the site as painted. Obviously, it's a little more expensive to have them paint it, but I believe, at least for me, who doesn't do much miniature painting, this is excellent. So these are a couple of little pottery stalls. Let me see if I can bring this around a little closer. So you may have seen the other market stalls Miniature Building Authority does, but then those normally came in a pack of 3. These were just individual that came unassembled, unpainted, but then I saw they had a few for sale fully painted. So you see all the little pottery items there. This is just a great stall for your miniature marketplace. So I did pick up 2 of those. Then I picked up 4 of these. Now, these are bedroom sets. And I'll bring these around closer as well. These little pieces I actually had not yet opened, but there is a double bed, there is a little nightstand, and another little bed. Kind of opened the sheets there. Yeah, so I guess I didn't even realize that. 2 different styles of bed in the pack, and a dresser. So you got a nightstand, a dresser. These are literally full bedroom sets, which is just excellent. I'm about to lose power. Let me go ahead and do the big box and the other little accessories in a part 2. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time.